Welcome to the boot. We've got France and Australia, their first match each in Group D of the World Cup. Should be an interesting matchup. France, of course, the defending champions, and then Australia, lucky to even get in. They were one of the last qualifiers through a playoff with Peru, but they do have experience, at least recently in the World Cup, but nothing like France and nothing like the talent. So let's break this down. Let's look at some really interesting highlights and insights and see why this is a game of inches and why the football IQ always wins out. Okay, so Group D, France and Australia. On France's side, we've got a 4-3-3 lineup. Not a bad front line with Mbappe, Giroud, and Dembele. And then for Australia, we have a 4-3-3 as well. So France, we know, has quite the attack. Let's see if Australia can hold them back and maybe even score a goal or two. So first highlight I want to show you is Australia. Australia actually gets on the board first. So let's look at the top of the screen where we have Australia highlighted. And he's about to make a cross here. And I highlighted the player down below because he's actually going to score. He's making the far post run. He's trying to hide behind France's defender there, who, at least right now, is stride for stride for him. So as I look at the France lineup here, I don't know what you all see, but the back four looks in fairly decent shape, okay? So France is between the goal and Australia on all four positions. Maybe it just comes down to really good execution by Australia on this goal. Let's see what happens next. I always like to shout out who gets the assist too. We don't just put the photos and give the love for the goal scorers. And the analogy that I sometimes use in the videos is, in the NFL, the quarterback is essentially the assister. Rarely is the quarterback running into the end zone for a touchdown or a goal, so to speak, himself, but rather making beautiful assists. And we've had a number of nice assists already in the World Cup in this first round, and this is another one. So let's see how this unfolds. Okay, let's freeze it. The ball's coming right across the 6-yard line, and now, for some reason, France's defender that was on the far post has run inside to cover a different player much further back for Australia. So leaves one scratching their head. If you know why, leave a comment, because I don't have a clue why the French defender just totally deserted his man on the far post. And probably France's coach is wondering the same thing. The Australia forward in the middle is clearly marked and well marked. So it looks like we're going to have an open shot on goal here. I would question if Lloris, the goalkeeper in purple there for France, couldn't come out and knock that away. I feel in general, far too many goalkeepers aren't brave enough to come out when it's on their side of the 6-yard line. Yeah, I get it if it's a hard cross and it's on the other side of the 6-yard line, but you own the goalkeeper box. That's why they call it the keeper box, the 6-yard box. And this would have been a perfect opportunity. He would have been shielded by his own defender there, who could have shepherded away the Australia forward closest to the keeper. And so Lloris, it's easy just to stay on your line, but it does not work in this situation because Australia slots it home. Beautiful finish. And this is one instance where going into the roof is not a bad idea. Let me back up one. You're going to get past the keeper here. If you go roof or go over the keeper's head, there's no way the keeper can get his arms up in time. That's why. Keepers are still pretty quick side to side in that situation, and you don't want to miss the target. And frankly, on a cross with that kind of angle, and he's probably using his weaker foot here, or his left foot, it is easier than you think to be able to drag it wide. So he just smartly decides to go right up the gut and just power it. There's no way, unless he accidentally hits Lloris, the goalkeeper, that's not going to go in. So well done, Australia. Australia on the board first with a shock lead over the defending champions. So let's have a different angle here. Really nice cross, and side of the foot, keeps his head down, legs are well bent, which I really like. And Lloris is in decent position here. You can't argue with that, but just a really nice strike. It comes down to a defender that's not in the screen. So if you just saw a normal quick highlight of this game for Australia and you saw the goal in video, you wouldn't even really see the defender and understand what happened here and how Australia scored. All right, so there's Lloris trying to get his hand up, but no way. No way. Now France comes right back. They don't waste too much time before they start pounding in the goals here. So we've got a French player on the ball on the left side of the screen, and he's going to put a cross in. This is very simple, straightforward goal. And we've got several French players crashing the goal, but Giroud is in the middle where he should be, center forward. And he isn't terribly well marked by Australia. You can see just in front of him 2 yellow shirts on each other, frankly. So yeah, not great marking by Australia, to say the least. Giroud does manage to stay on side here, and that's really his main concern. I think if the ball's anywhere near the 6-yard line there, he's going to put it away. And look at that. He meets the ball right on the 6-yard line. So a really nice cross by his teammate. And I say Giroud, but I meant to say Rabiot. So Rabiot gets the first goal back for France. Actually, Giroud scores a little bit later here, so I'm not going to give up on him. Anyway, again, the keeper here this time for Australia doesn't have time to react. It's really close to him, but there's just too much pace on the ball, and it's just too quick of a redirect for the human eye. So well done, France. Now it's 1-1, and you could see it go right by the keeper's arm. Okay, the next one is also from this left side of the field on the attack. And this time, instead of scoring, Rabiot gets the assist. He is going to drive the ball towards the goal here. He's got a decent amount of space, so why not take it? Oftentimes, players don't take the space that they're given in these kind of situations. And that now you have Giroud at the top of the box, and he's already signaling for the ball, as any good striker would do. Next frame, you see Rabiot is going to make that pass, a square pass with the side of his foot, simple pass. He actually makes it pretty close to the defender for Australia that's between him and Giroud. But there's just not time for the Australia defender to get his left leg out and block this pass. It's just far enough away from him. So it was a nice, accurate pass to Giroud. Giroud's making a simple run toward goal, but he's not going quickly on purpose. He doesn't want to get too far behind the Australia defender and close down the lane. So he just meets it with the side of his foot, simple tap in. Oftentimes we hear the phrase open net, and it may get overused, but in this case, clearly an open net. The keeper had come out to defend against Rabiot because he had such a good fast break going, and he's literally not even between the posts. So I think a lot of us could have scored that one. Just a simple tap in for Giroud. Next one, France just keeps coming now. Dembele from the right side this time. Again, using both feet so well. And so many players on France can do this, and that's one reason why they're world champions. And so Dembele is just going to put a nice, soft cross in on purpose. He's not going to hit it too hard, but he's basically split the 2 Australian defenders here. He had just done a nice little cutback. Nothing terribly fancy, but enough just to get a little hole there between those defenders. And who's going to rise above everybody but Kylian Mbappe for France? He's got his eyes on the ball. And, the thing about defenders on headers is if they can keep the mindset almost as if they are a striker and attack the ball rather than waiting for the ball to come to them, that's when they do so much better. In this case, they get caught flat-footed, and Mbappe puts it right by the keeper again. And it's really close to the keeper, but again, no time for the keeper to react. France is up 3-1 now. They're clearly on a roll. And now we've got one more for France to show you how they managed to put 4 past Australia. This time Mbappe on the assist. So we have several players, or a couple players for France, that are not just on the board with goals, but assists. Rabiot did the same thing with a goal and assist. So Mbappe joins the 1 goal, 1 assist club. And again, he does it with his left foot, even though he loves to use his right foot too. And it's delicate too. He doesn't hit it too hard on purpose. Giroud comes in and puts it in the back of the net. So Australia had something to cheer about here. At least they got on the board first too. So they had a lead. They got a goal under their belt. They're not going home without a goal. And who knows, maybe they'll pick it back up and make it past the group phase. But France does look tough. Okay, they had injuries. Unfortunately, Benzema is not going to be able to play in the whole tournament. They had already lost a couple other players. Kante was one. So, but they're deep and they're looking really good. So hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please subscribe and share and like, and also comment below. Tell me what your thoughts were and what you'd like to see as well. Thanks a lot.